you know, the whole setup is just, let's just get into it. Let's just put Van Damme into a situation and let's see him kick ass. Basically, let's just see him do it. And he's just like, he goes in there all casual, doesn't he? Because he knows he can kick ass. He's got that. Those kicks, basically. That's literally what he's got. The kicks.
Kick, isn't it?
You know what I mean? And he just relies on that on a daily basis, and it works for him. It works for him really, really well. You know what I mean? No one's messing with that right foot.
You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, what?
2.
3.
No, that was on time.
It's 3. So it's 3, 2, and then on 1. Yeah. Okay. 3, 2.
3, 2, 1.
Last one. You count it.
Yeah.
You count it. And then you. Well.
Right. Yeah. We'll do it on 1.
No,
3.
Let's do rehearsal.
2.
Yeah.
1.
Okay. We're gonna do it like that.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. There's a delay on this phone.
No, you said 3, 2, 1, and then you went like that. So you have to clap on 1.
No. I said 3, 2, 1.
Okay, you want to do 3, 2, 1, and then that. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Start one more time.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
There we go.
But that was delayed.
It wasn't delayed on mine.
On my end.
Delayed
on my end. On my end, you're out. Yeah, you're definitely out.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Either way, we'll figure it out.
Either way. Yeah.
All right. So Death Warrant. Let me read the synopsis. Jean-Claude Van Damme's character Louis Burke, a Canadian cop, has earlier captured a serial killer called the Sandman, played by Patrick Kilpatrick. 16 months later, he goes undercover in a California prison to investigate a series of weird inmate murders. While inside, Burke befriends a couple of inmates, Hawkins and Priest, discovers an underground organ harvesting ring involving guards and doctors, and is confronted by his nemesis, the Sandman. There we go.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Yeah. Well, firstly, I enjoyed it.
I agree.
I enjoyed it. What I like about these 80s action films is there's just no messing. Like they just give you the character like straight out. So like in the first sort of 10 seconds, you got him creeping about outside. He picks up the phone. Matey Boy says, "Oh, we don't do it like that here. This is in Canada." So straight away, he establishes Canadian. They says, "Oh yeah, but you killed my partner." Okay, so now we establish his motivation, and then some Key and Peele type comedy character says, "I'm going to teach you some manners this year." And then he turns around, kicks his ass.
That's 3.
And he's like, we've established that he's a badass now, yeah? So now we've got all 3 things working. So straight away, I know
within
this character.
5 minutes, you've got all, you know everything that you need to know about this character.
I know this character, I know his history, I know what he's about, he's a badass, all that. And then it's like, I'm hooked in now, let's see what he can do. And then he goes in there, and who's he have to meet? This crazy guy, he just can't be killed, this Sandman character. And it's just like, okay, he shoots him. "Oh, I'm not dead," or whatever he says. Shoots him again. Okay, that's his nemesis. He's killed him. And then the next bit is like, okay, he's coming into the office all cool and suave, and everyone's loving him.
And he's like, "Hey!"
And then he cuddles like this black cop is like, "Oh, we know he's not racist." Yeah, and he's going up. They're going to use that in the film. And it's just like it's just straight away. I loved it. I thought it was great. It was great. I think Van Damme, he is good. He's got this certain swagger and a certain screen presence about him that it just seems to work for these types of movies. And that was him. I don't know if it was him in his peak.
That wasn't even peak.
He looks good. He sounds good. You know, the fact that he's got that French accent, you know, like it's a bit different, but he's still trying to deliver the lines. The lines aren't the best lines, but he delivers them properly, you know. And I like you, and you believe him. So I thought it was all right. I was straight into. I was rooting for him. I was like, yeah, go on then. You know what I mean? And then he prevents that sort of that Morgan Freeman type character in there, you know.
Yeah, who we just watched like 2 films ago with in Dead or Alive. Wanted Dead or
Was he in that as well?
He's the flipping agent, isn't it? That he's the only friend that Rutger Hauer's got that he could turn to in the end.
Oh, of course, yes, yeah. I think I zoned out.
You love that film as well.
Yeah. What you said, the
Yeah,
Wanted
Wanted
Dead
Dead
or
or Alive. You
Alive?
like that film?
Yeah, yeah, he is. Yeah, of course he is. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'm thinking about the one that we
Oh,
just
what you're
watched.
thinking
Sorry,
about
I'm getting
running?
confused. I'm thinking
Oh,
about the
what
one we
running
just
scared?
watched.
No, 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 no.
Running scared. Yeah, that's what I think. That's haunted
It's
me. But
funny, it's
no,
funny
no,
that
yeah.
you
But
were
he looked
just trying to
older in that
start.
though.
You
He
were
looked
just trying to
older in.
style that out because you're like, I don't know what he's on about, but I'm just gonna say, yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, it's come back to me now. But he looked older in that Wanted Dead or Alive. He did look older.
That was
But
86, and this is 1990. So yeah,
really, yeah. Wow. Well, yeah, that's makeup for you then. But I liked him in this film. I thought,
do you remember him
he's
from
obviously
like
he's
there was a
obviously.
TV show? I mean, he was Benson, some American sitcom. So he's like an.
No, I don't
Let me
remember
just
him.
find it out one sec.
Was he? He doesn't look the sort of guy that does
Yeah, he
comedy.
was. Let me just pull him up. His name was Robert
Yeah.
Robert Willam. Yeah, here there is. He's died in died in 2017, aged 89. He was American actor and singer. Played Benson Dubois in the television series Soap.
Okay. No, I never heard. Never
I
seen
think
him
I don't know
in
if
no
it came
soap.
over in the UK, but it was quite big in America.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So he's an established actor. Yeah,
Yeah,
he can act because he's
yeah.
definitely
Because
got
the thing is, he
credentials.
delivered those lines. Because I didn't think he was able to deliver the lines in Wanted Dead or Alive, but in this one, he was quite. I thought he was really convincing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought he was solid in this one. Yeah, he's solid. He's solid in this one. I thought it was good. I mean, everybody. You got all your cliches, haven't you? You know, you got the guards who are just super evil for
yeah,
evil's sake, and the whole the whole setup is just, let's just get into it. Let's just put Van Damme into a situation and let's see him kick ass. Basically, let's just see him do it. And he's just like, he goes in there all
yeah.
casual, doesn't he? Because he knows he can kick ass. He's got that
Good.
those kicks. Basically,
Yeah,
that's literally
it's
what he's
just a
got. The
roundhouse
kicks.
kick, isn't it?
You know what I mean? And he just relies on that on a
Yeah.
daily basis, and it works for him. It works for him really, really well. You know what I mean? No one's messing with
Oh
that
no.
right foot. It's just like, yeah. But there's some funny bits to it, and there's some silly bits to it, and there's bits to it where you think that's kind of unnecessary. Like the relationship with her, like obviously they set it up to think, okay, let's just make them into a relationship sort of thing.
Nah,
Didn't
there
really
was
need to
no.
have that because it wasn't really there wasn't. I just felt like they just did that just so they can get
Yeah,
a love scene in
yeah,
there
100%.
because it
I don't.
didn't
I
really
don't
need to
think
have
that
that.
was in the original script. I've got a feeling it would have been because did you know the original script was supposed to be a thriller? Because when I was watching it, I was thinking, you know what, this is such a
Yeah,
good like storyline and film. I'm surprised that it's an action movie and not like
yeah,
a political, no, not political thriller, but do you know what I mean? Like a paranoid thriller.
yeah. I know what you mean.
And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
then I was doing some reading up on it. So it was written by David S. Goyer, who you probably don't know, do you? Who he's never heard of
Never
him.
heard of
Okay,
him.
so he wrote Batman Begins. Yeah,
David
so
S.
he wrote
Goya.
Batman Begins. He wrote, yeah, he co-wrote The Dark Knight with Christopher Nolan. He wrote Man of Steel, and he wrote the Blade trilogy as well. So he's like,
Oh wow, he's
yeah,
got some
yeah.
credentials then.
So
He's got
this
some
is like his
credentials.
first film that he did, um, first film that he wrote at the age of 24. That was actually produced. Yeah,
Oh, well
exactly.
done him. Well
So
done. That's
and it
talent.
was
That's
supposed to be
talent.
a
You know what I
thriller,
mean? Yeah.
and then when Van Damme came along, they turned it into an action movie, which isn't a bad thing, but it felt like it was a thriller dressed up as a B action movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see you saying. Yeah, I see you saying. I think, yeah, because it could, if it was somebody else, then yeah, you would be a lot more slow
Yeah,
paced. But the fact that it's Van Damme, it's about, let's just get him in there, let's just get him kicking ass. Let's have those scenes where he's
yeah,
looking
and
good
it did look
basically, and
good.
he's doing
I
what he
mean, if
needs to
I
do.
had that physique, I'd be walking
Yeah,
around
no,
with
he
my
looked,
top off.
yeah, he was doing that. I mean, I think it made me laugh the first scene where Matey Boys tries to like buoy him off in the cell, and it's like, you just don't know what you're messing with, man. I just knew that was
Yeah,
doomed for him, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Like Van Damme's just casual with it, going, yeah, I don't punk, man, I don't punk. But he was cool with him in the
yeah.
end. He was cool with him, wasn't he? He was just like, okay, yeah, I know that's what you're into, but
But
I don't punk, so you
don't you
need to
think
just
that
back off.
that's your typical stereotypical like prison movie? You've got the guy who wants to test him out and wants to fuck with him. And once
Yeah,
he like gets his respect, then he becomes his ally, helps him. He's like the go-to guy. There's a lot of moments where I was just thinking
yeah,
Lockup, but Lock Lockup came out
yeah,
the year
yeah, yeah,
before, so I thought there was like some similarities there with the wardens who are fucking useless wardens, isn't it? You know what I mean? They just let the prisoners
yeah,
run
yeah,
riot.
yeah, yeah. They let him run right, but they also just
Yeah,
abuse him, don't they? Or they pit him against each other and just let them do their bidding, basically, and the prisoners do that. But I think every prison drama I've ever seen is the same sort of thing. The guards against the
yeah,
prisoners, and the guards basically. I've never seen any guards in any good light, really. Actually, in any
that's
any
true.
in any sort of film, really. Yeah, they're all set up to be like because they're in a
Yeah,
position of power, aren't they? Prisoners are there just to be used and beat up. But I thought it was pretty solid. I was entertained. I was entertained. I was rooting for like some of the fight scenes. I was rooting for him, like oh yeah, matey boy. He always crops up as a bad guy. The Asian guy from Die Hard. That was in
okay.
it. There's a bit in where they're in the laundry.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
They're in the
yeah,
laundry, and matey boy's swinging the chain.
yeah,
And but you always see him crop up in like he was in Die Hard as well. He was a bad guy and
yeah.
henchman in Die Hard. I think he had a little speak. I think he had a speaking role actually in Die Hard. Yeah, I'm sure he had a little
Talking about the
speaking
one with
role.
the long hair, that he's got long hair.
Yeah, long hair.
Does he
Yeah,
ever cheat? I know he eats a chocolate bar in Die Hard, doesn't he? Oh, yeah.
maybe it's
But
that
then
then. Maybe it's that. Yeah, but he does
he's in
something that's
Big
a little
Trouble in
bit.
Little
He's
China as
not
well.
just
What's his
getting
name?
shot. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
let
in
me
that
think of
as
his
well,
name.
isn't he? Yeah. So he sort of crops up as a henchman like
Yeah,
throughout the 80s, maybe some of the 90s as well.
yeah.
But yeah, I
His
thought
name is
so
Al Young, Al Lung. Yeah, yeah,
How long? Okay, okay. He's good. He's good because as soon as he
yeah.
crops up, it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, we're gonna have a
Yeah,
fight scene now. There's gonna be some kicking. There's gonna be
yeah,
some
he's in
kicking
Lethal Weapon
involved.
as
You know what I
well.
mean? We've got
Do you
ourselves
remember
a
him in
movie.
Lethal Weapon?
I don't actually.
Yeah,
I need to watch that
he's
again.
in
I need
Lethal
to watch
Weapon.
that
He's
again.
quite in quite a few films, loads of films.
But yeah, but as soon as he turns up, you get yourself a movie because it's like, yeah, because there's gonna be
Yeah.
some fighting now. There's gonna be some serious action now. And so yeah, I thought that was good. I thought like not to skip straight to the ending, but Matey Boy Sandman, that was probably the weakest part of the whole story because I don't think he was
I,
relevant to the
I
story. You know
think
what I
it
mean?
was probably, I think if I was to guess, knowing that the film was originally written as a thriller, an out and out thriller, I reckon that this was
Yeah,
kind of tacked on as an action bit.
yeah,
But then to be fair, yeah, you're right. I do think that it was weak. Maybe if it was a 2 hour movie, they would have built it up, or even like added another 20 minutes onto it, then they could have built that suspense.
yeah. But it's almost like there were two
Yeah.
separate storylines because the storyline is about the organ selling, isn't
Yeah,
it, and
but they
about the
needed,
killing of prisoners. That's enough.
yeah,
That's
but
that's
there's
enough.
not, yeah, it's
But
not
they
an
needed a
action movie
catalyst.
then. But to be honest, I like the twist when he came in because I couldn't remember that because I haven't seen it since I was like 10 years old probably. So when he
Yeah.
came in, I was like, shit, the Sandman's here. I thought, yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, yeah, but it became two different movies then because basically Salmon comes in, and his whole motivation is, oh, I hate you, and I want to kill you, but I want to kill you in the most torturous way. So I'm going to tell everybody that you're a cop. So then everyone's going to want to kill you, right? So then he lets everybody out, and they all run after him and now he's being chased,
Yeah.
to get killed. Eventually kills the Sandman, and then you think, well, now the prisoners are going to want to kill him, aren't they? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but
He's
yeah,
still a cop, but
that
it's
bit
just
was
like,
like,
oh
nah.
no, oh no, we're going to change now and say, oh yeah, he killed the Sandman. Oh, like the Sandman's some mystical guy. Oh, let's just give him some respect now. No, he's still, no. So that's a different thing. But then, and obviously the Sandman's murder, like the way he gets killed is like he opens up the furnace and goes, welcome to hell. It's like, why are you standing in front of the fire? This guy, have you seen this guy's right foot? When he gets going, yeah, you know what I mean. So that right foot came out. Whatever he
Is that
does,
how he did it?
kicks him.
I mean, is that how he
My
did? Is
guy
that
goes
how he did
flying
it?
back in.
Yeah.
That's what he did. And he goes flying back in, and you think, oh, okay, he's going to be the classic. Yeah, he's come back from the
Yeah.
dead again, and then he comes back from the dead
Yeah,
again,
but
and
that
then it's like, and he's still laughing when he's got that thing. I thought that's a little bit
Yeah, but
that's the bit that's
that's your
weak. You know what I mean?
typical horror trope where the serial killer gets killed in the fire but comes out, or do you know what I mean? It's just they never die. That's that twist. But I liked
Yeah,
him because he reminded me of um the Tooth Fairy Manhunter, like this.
Oh, I haven't seen that
It
for a
was
long
on
time.
the
I haven't
other
seen it for a
day,
long time.
on TV, and
Yeah,
I just thought that the physique, like he's towering over, sorry, Van Damme.
yeah,
Same with the Tooth Fairy and Manhunter is quite a tall figure. Um, I thought they were
yeah.
very similar in the way they looked and all that. And apparently, during the production, he stayed in character throughout the whole film, throughout the whole production.
Well, that must have been stressful
Yeah,
and annoying. I never liked to hear them sort of stories, yeah, because I just kind of think, right, it's a job, isn't it? Yeah, it's a job. You're meant to be having like moments off the job, aren't you? Like, imagine if you're working with your manager or whatever, and he's just fully on being a manager. Like, even when you're like chilling out and you're having a sandwich at lunchtime, he's like fully on being a manager. You know what I mean? You just kind of think, oh, what a dick. Just like, I'm eating my sandwich. Just go away. It's just like, oh yes, we got some low hanging fruit here. Come on, let's try and see if we can chop it up and pin that on the board, and let's come up with some brainstorming ideas whilst we eat our sandwiches. What do you think, hey? It's like, oh, shut up, man. Just go. Just go. Can you imagine, like, just sitting there with someone that's just constantly on it? You know what I mean? It's just like,
yeah, but
it's like, yeah, what do you think of that scene that we did? Yeah, I think it was great. It's just like, oh,
I don't
okay,
think
yeah,
if
you're doing that thing
I don't
again,
think
aren't you?
he's going to be
Yeah.
hanging with everyone during lunchtime, is he? If he wants to stay in character, he's not going to be doing that. Don't you think?
Yeah, but you got to think about the reality of a
Yeah,
film set, though, isn't it? Like the film set, you're doing doing the scene, but then in between you got the buffet. You got the sandwiches, you got the crew, you got all the different people, the makeup people, all that sort of stuff. You're probably just chilling out, hanging out, and going, yeah, okay, yeah, we're not shooting right now. They're setting up another scene or whatever. Yeah, no, I tell you, last night I was trying to get some sleep and getting ready for my part and stuff like that. What about you? You learn your part? "Ah, I learned my role because I'm the same.
but it
You
was
kind of think,
convincing. It was
oh right, yeah,
convincing.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're on it again.
I,
Yeah, you're on it again, aren't you? So what you like the sandwich? You like the buffet? Dead man never dies. Okay, okay, yeah, okay. Gotta get away from this dickhead. Can you imagine? This is like, when there's sort of like people talk about like Daniel
yeah,
Day-Lewis and he's just constantly in character. I just think, oh, shut up, man.
but yeah,
Like you're an actor, just act, do the bit, and then when they say cut,
see,
just be
yeah,
yourself.
I get what you're
You know?
saying, but at the same time, it's
Yeah,
like if that's what they need to do to kind of, this is gonna sound pretentious, but if that's what they need to do,
it is kind of pretentious.
I haven't even finished my sentence because I haven't been full pretentious yet. So, uh, if that's
All
what
right,
they
yeah,
need
yeah,
to
yeah.
do to find their truth and portray that truth
Oh my God, you said it. You
on
said it.
film,
You
bro,
said it. To find their
that's
truth,
that's
Lord
all that
above,
matters.
find their truth.
That's all that
Come on,
matters.
man.
Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's not about the method that you're taking; it's about the truth that you're displaying to the audience.
Oh,
You know what I
please.
mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
but okay, okay. I'll give it to you if there's a
Okay.
monologue, right, that you're preparing for, and it's like maybe there's this big monologue where it's like it's the the peak of the movie, and it's like maybe like it's a courtroom scene or whatever, and you got to deliver these lines, and these are the lines that are probably going to get you the
Yeah.
Oscar. That's the monologue. So it's okay. Give him
Welcome
some
to hell.
space. Give him some space. Yeah, give me, but when it's just like cutaway shots and oh, you're welcome to hell, or yeah, we hate
Yeah.
cops, poking a bit. Come on, man, come on. You could have got into that character pretty quickly. I don't get how you're staying in
But you know
character.
what?
I just don't understand. How do you
I tell
even
you
stay
what.
in character?
When you come down next, we'll reenact it. You could play the Sandman, and you show me how it's done. That you could do it.
Yeah, you just
All right,
switch it on,
man.
don't you? I mean, what is he? What's he do? Oh, come on, look. This isn't Daniel Day-Lewis Oscar-winning
I
level
thought
performance, right? He's
I thought it
putting
was
on a
good.
voice. He's putting on a voice. I don't really think he's really showing layers to his character. He's pretty one-dimensional. He's an angry dude
Yeah,
for some reason, and he hates
yeah.
cops. That's pretty
He's
much all I got from
angry.
him. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He works for the action film of it, but don't try and tell me that this guy's some deep, you know, trained actor. He had to stay in. It was basically my point is
all
it's
right, let's
unnecessary.
find out about it.
Him saying he's staying in character for the whole of the. I mean, how long do you think that movie took to film? It wouldn't have
No,
been in a week,
it
would it?
wasn't a week.
It would have been a few
Yeah,
months, right? So you got this guy staying in character for a
Well,
few
I don't
months.
think it.
Do you know how
I don't
tiring
think
that
it would have
must have
been a
been?
few months because like, a few months is more like a like effects heavy kind of movie. But this was the action. Yeah, probably I reckon maybe 2 months max, potentially.
2 months is a long time to be
Yeah, but don't
staying
forget.
in the character, especially when it's not like you're staying as a
Yeah,
serial killer who's angry and hates cops for two
yeah,
months
but
when you're eating
don't
sandwiches.
forget is he's only in it at the beginning and at the end.
Yeah, so okay, well maybe they only filmed his part in a
No, it
day
wouldn't
then,
be in a
because
day because like that the
that's
whole
probably
action sequence would have taken probably weeks to film that bit, like at least a week. But here we go. I'm just having a look at his IMDb. It says here, Patrick Kilpatrick is one of the finest screen television characters.
that can't
Well,
be a real
apparently
name.
so. I don't know. Well, let's
That's his
find
real
out.
name, Patrick
Patrick Kilpatrick.
Kilpatrick.
Hold on.
Okay, then.
Let me go on
Okay,
Wikipedia and find out his. Does he have a real? No, that is his name. No, Patrick Donald Kilpatrick Jr. is his real name. All right.
okay.
So IMDb says he's one of the finest screen television character actors of his generation, playing against the spectrum of Hollywood's leading action heroes. Patrick Kilpatrick's entertainment career has spanned 200 plus films and television shows as lead actor, producer, screenwriter, director, and global entertainment teacher from Minority Report. Oh yeah, he's in Minority Report, isn't it? Yeah.
Is he? What
He's
else has
in
he been there
Dark
then?
Angel with Jessica Alba. He's in Last Man Standing. He's in Eraser. They're the big one.
I don't recognize him. I don't recognize him, man.
No.
I just don't recognize. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a bad actor. He's not. I'm not saying he's a bad actor. He delivered the part. I believed him as the Sandman.
You
I'm
know why
just
you
saying
believed
that
him as a Sandman? Do you know
the
why you
fact
believe?
the fact you're telling me that this guy
Yeah,
stayed in character
but that's
throughout the whole thing, I just think was
that's why you
unnecessary.
believed him as the Sandman because he stayed in character, and that's all that matters.
I believe Van Damme can kick ass because he can
Yeah,
kick ass. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't going around kicking people's faces in when he's trying to
but
get the
you don't
sandwich
know
from the
that, do
buffet,
you?
was he? I just
You don't know that.
do you honestly think he's doing that? Do you want to see
Yeah,
my kick?
probably. I
You know
mean,
what I mean? Do you think he's doing that?
apparently, like Steven Seagal was trying to do Aikido with people. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
girl, though, isn't it? We know what the girl's like. No, I think Van Damme was cool. Like, I can
Do
imagine
you
him
know
being
what?
cool.
I was quite surprised with this film because like I said, I hadn't seen it since I was probably 10 years old. I couldn't
Yeah.
remember any of it apart from I thought Cynthia Gibb was hot back in the day when I was a kid. And then
Mm.
watching it now, I'm just reevaluating it and thinking that it's probably one of his top five movies. If you look back on all of his,
I think it's good. I think he delivered it really well. I think he delivered it really well. I think there was a good balance between action and drama, if you know what I mean. And I think obviously you got to take it for what it is in its time. It's the 80s.
90,
There's some things that are a little bit, like we said,
1990.
or early 90s. Yeah, late 90s. So it's a little, some things a little bit. The ending's a
Yeah,
bit weak. Like I said, there's some things a little bit, okay, this is typical sort of actiony stuff. But in terms of the film in its entirety, the fact that it delivers a punch, it's an action film. Van Damme's on his game. Like, I believe him. Every single look that he has, every little thing that he does, in terms of the lines he delivers. I think that's hard to do when that's not your mother tongue, if you know what I mean. To be able to still get the nuances in the dialogue and still have that sort of swag and attitude. Like when he's sitting at the beginning, he's sitting in the office and they're asking him, "Are you going to go undercover?" Like, everybody's like very much playing their sort of one-dimensional sort of role, and he just sits there cool and says, "Yeah, I'll get back to you. I'll let you know." He just has that little vibe
yeah.
about him. You think, yeah, I believe this guy. This guy's a bit edgy. This guy's a bit on the edge. You know what I mean? And
Talking about that
and yeah,
scene,
it's
what did
it's
you
it's,
think of?
it's cool.
I kind of clocked. I kind of figured that at the beginning, one of these two there's going to be a plot twist, and it's going to involve one of these two. And then
Yeah,
as it went
I
on,
did,
I was just
I,
like,
I did pick that up.
it's the mental guy. It's got to be him because like he's too nice.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I did pick up that early on that there was going to be a twist, and that guy's going to be the bad guy. But then I thought to myself, why did they make him go into the prison? I don't
This is
get.
the one thing that um
I'm not sure what that
I
was,
think
because this guy's a really shit hot detective. Why wouldn't you not put like some rubbish guy in there? And was it just I don't know what that was. Was it to put him in there to get
I'm
killed,
thinking
or
that they
but you know he's going to
I'm
investigate?
thinking that they've sent him in there. But see, this is why it's just if it was a thriller, I think there would have been more to it. I think he's he ends up being part of that. He's overseeing that, so he could control the situation, and he's sending Van Damme's character in there to get killed.
Why?
Because he doesn't want Van Damme's character. So if he gets killed in there, then he'll be then the case is closed, right?
But why send him in there in the
Because they
first
have to
place?
send him in there because they want to find out what's going on. So he's controlling the situation by sending Van Damme's character in there. Or have I got that wrong?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I'm trying to make it work because
yeah. I don't know.
liked
I
it.
don't know. It just
That's why I'm
things.
trying
It
to make
just
it work. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, you're right.
yeah, yeah. I get you saying. I get you saying. But then why would you send one of your best
But he's
cops
not
in
one
there?
of his best cops because
And then why not kill
but
him?
he's not
Kill
yeah,
him
but
on the
he's not one
first
of
night.
his best cops because he's not from LA. They brought him in from Quebec, remember?
Yeah.
That's why
Okay.
he's the
Okay.
outsider because they're saying you don't know anyone and nobody knows your record apart from what you did with the Sandman, but no one knows that. And because you're from Quebec, no one's
Yeah.
gonna figure it out. That's why they send him in. So
But it kind of hinted to me that they were all in on it, because that bald-headed guy, he was like overly sort of aggressive, trying to shut things
yeah,
down,
I
wasn't he?
think he
The
yeah
bald-headed guy, the moustache. So I kind of, and then there was a little bit
key.
at the nearer to the end when she figures it out, and she goes, and he stands there looking at at her as she goes into the office, sort of thing. I thought, oh, maybe he's in on it as well, but they
I
didn't
don't
really
think he was
develop
in it.
that.
I think his character is the decoy, so you think it's him, but it's not him. I think his character is just a job's worth doing everything by the book. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I think
yeah,
and the whole plot, the script is he's just written there just to be that decoy character where you think it's him, everything leads to him, but it's not him, and then you find out it's the really nice guy who's the mentor.
yeah, yeah, mate, yeah, maybe, yeah. Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, but yeah, he was definitely sailing close to the wind, really, because he had his well, he wasn't his niece, but she was like
Yeah,
a
like his own
family to him,
daughter.
isn't
But
it?
that's the other thing. So
Like, why would you have her
yeah, why would
go
you
in there?
get her to cover look into it when yeah I think if she had volunteered and he didn't want her to be part of it, that'd be one thing. But he's actually encouraged her to be
Yeah,
part of it.
he's
Actually,
courage it, but so
I
it's like
know.
he's
Yeah,
sailing close
because
to the wind.
she's a rookie in it. She doesn't know she's only been in that law firm for or she's only been practicing law.
It's
Yeah,
fresh
yeah.
out of Harvard or wherever it was, wasn't it? It's fresh
And
out
then
of
he's
wherever it
like
was. She
Van
was.
Damme's character says to her, uh, "You're in over your head. You don't know what you're doing." Right at the beginning,
Yeah,
and maybe that's the whole
yeah,
point of putting her there because she's not qualified to deal with it,
yeah,
and
yeah,
he
yeah.
could
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
and then he
Maybe
could
that works.
control it. You know, Tom could control it by guiding her in dead ends and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, maybe, yeah. Maybe that makes more sense. So he thinks she's a rookie, so she's not gonna get it
Yeah,
right anyway, and then he's gonna get killed really early on, and that will just put it
yeah.
all to bed,
Case
basically, and we'll
closed.
say, oh yeah,
But then she falls in
yeah.
love with him.
But the matey boy says you're not gonna survive, don't he? The warden says to you, you're not gonna
Yeah,
survive or something. That's a promise. So he probably already knew that I've got to
yeah.
kill you at some point.
Yeah, they would have done, and
So
because he
we're
says right
gonna,
at the beginning, the doctor says, "Oh, you got AB blood." That's very rare.
yeah, yeah. But then, yeah. Then it doesn't make sense, does it? Because the guards didn't know that he was a cop
Yeah,
straight away. So if it was all a big conspiracy and they knew that some guy's going to go in there, they had to kill, then why would he not have told the people that he's working with, oh, I'm sending in a cop, so make sure you kill him. You know
yeah. I
what I mean?
don't.
So yeah, it's a little bit. It feels to me that maybe there was one script, and then the studio came in and said, well, we want Van Damme to do all these different things, so we're probably going to squeeze a little this, that, and the other into it, and don't worry about it, and just make that happen,
Yeah,
sort of
well, it
thing. You know
says
what I mean?
here that the script was
Just and
originally darker and more violent, but the studio requested edits for an R rating so it wouldn't be too hard. So I've got a feeling that they
mm,
probably took scenes out because don't forget it's only 87 minutes, including credits, right?
yeah,
So I don't know, they probably cut those bits out. And plus, it was back in the day. Um, this is your typical B movie, action B movie from Canon Films. So Canon Films at that point in 1990 they went bankrupt or they were on the verge of bankruptcy. And then the film got taken over by MGM, and that's probably why it feels like they kind of pieced it together in parts
okay,
when it could have been
yeah,
probably a little bit longer, a little bit more depth to it. And I think it is
yeah,
because
yeah.
it was one of the last movies that Canon had in their like on their portfolio to like release. It was yeah,
Oh, is
because
it?
they went bankrupt because they because of over the top of the universe and like other investments that they made, they couldn't. And Superman 4, which was a flop, they went bankrupt. And this was yeah, it's a shame because this was one of their really good films from their slate.
Yeah, no, I thought it was solid. I thought it was solid. I thought it was solid. Yeah, you know, there's like I said, there's bits that didn't work that well, but overall, I think I'd have to keep giving praise
Yeah,
to Van Damme. I think now I'm older and watching Van Damme movies through a different lens. I'm seeing the nuances I wouldn't have seen when I was growing up. I was just about the action and stuff, but actually I'm seeing the
yeah.
acting. You know, the dude can
He can
act.
act.
He can act. You
If he
know,
was given a
and
proper
he's
chance, he could act. But I think yeah, at the time he wanted to be a superstar and like he wanted to be an action man, innit? And apparently with this film, he choreographed all of his own fight scenes and he did most of his own stunts.
yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's all right. They had like little slow mo
Yeah.
effects and stuff that kind of emphasized things a little
But
bit.
you know what? You
Stuff,
know
you know what I mean?
when they got to
You know,
the slow mo bit, I was just thinking, man, if
yeah.
I was Sandman, I just have to step to one side, innit? What's he gonna kick? Because he's taking his time doing this roundhouse kick, innit?
Yeah, yeah. And also, you know that's his signature
Yeah.
move, isn't it? So you know that's going to come at some point.
And
So
don't forget the
you know
splits as well.
he's got to set it up first, isn't he?
The roundhouse kick and the splits, they're his signature moves.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's solid. He's
Yeah.
solid. You know, but yeah, that's the Sandman. Like I said, you know, good luck to him. He's obviously a heavyweight actor and been done lots of stuff. But geez, to stay in that character for a while, it must have been exhausting. Not just for him, but for everybody
Well,
around
I
him,
would have
probably.
just stayed
So
out of his way. But you know
good
what?
luck.
The main thing is he was convincing to me, and it's kind of like a pity that that character wasn't used in a proper like thriller because I think he would have been more effective. You know, like one of those 90s
Yeah,
serial
yeah,
killer
yeah.
movies.
They could have done a
Yeah.
prequel, couldn't they? They could have done a completely different
Yeah.
movie with Van Damme, but a prequel to get to that point at the beginning scene of Sandman, because you know he killed his partner, so there could be a whole prequel of him and his partner trying to chase down this serial killer, and then the serial killer kills his partner, and then you know he has a face off in that warehouse or wherever it was. He thinks he's killed him, and that's it. So that could have been interesting, but yeah, no, I think Sandman. I'm sure there's another film called with the Sandman. There's a gangster or a killer
I
called the
think
Sandman.
yeah, I'm pretty sure
On
there's
my
loads of films that are called that anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there is, isn't there? Yeah, I'm sure there is, but I don't know what it is though. But I'm sure there's someone called the Sandman.
Do you know
But
why
yeah, I
his
thought it was all right.
number is 72689? Have a
No,
guess.
no idea. 72, 68, 9. He's not born in 72, was he?
No, but you're on the right lines, but it's not to do with the date of birth. It was basically it references the date that he started filming. So July 26th, 1989, which is 72689.
Oh,
Yeah.
they do it different. Yeah, they do it
Uh,
different in America, don't they?
and
Oh, okay.
apparently when they were filming
Yeah.
it, so they filmed some of the prison scenes in a real prison, and then some of it in in a studio in a warehouse, and then Pretty Woman was being filmed upstairs in the same hotel at the same time this was being filmed, which is mad.
What hotel was
Don't know.
that?
It doesn't say. It says LA Double does the.
I can't remember Pretty Woman. I think I've seen Pretty Woman. I can't remember though. It's a while ago. I can't remember the hotel.
Yeah,
There must have been a hotel
yeah,
because that was a whole
she
setup,
stays
wasn't it?
in a hotel.
But yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, but yeah, I can't remember. But I can't remember the hotel in this movie.
I
Where's
think
the
they
hotel in this
used
movie?
part of the hotel for the prison to double up as a prison.
Oh right. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but in that era,
Yeah,
in
maybe.
that space of that year, he released Bloodsport, Kickboxer. No, sorry, not Bloodsport. It was Lionheart, which was AWOL, Death Warrant, and Kickboxer all came out in the same year.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got to do
Yeah,
Kickboxer and Bloodsport. I want to see. I
um,
want to see them
and
again
AWOL.
because I haven't seen them for a long while. I like them. Yeah, Kickboxer was good. Kickboxer was good. Is that the one where he does a little
Yeah,
dance? Yeah, yeah, got to see all that again. But the training sequences are really good, and also as well that where they set up the fights. I just think fights should be like
yeah.
that. You know what I mean? That should be like all smoky and proper,
It's a
like
shame because
it feels like fighting to the death.
yeah, but it's a shame that Death Warrant came out in between Kickboxer and Lionheart because obviously they were the bigger movies that everyone remembers. But Death Warrant is actually, I thought it was really fucking good. Not really good, it was
Yeah,
solid.
for an eight for same nice '90s movie, but yeah, it just felt like a good action piece. Comparing it to the other one that we watched, you kind of think this is
Yeah.
an action. This is action. You know what the character his motivation is. You know what their history is without too much exposition. Literally one sentence, and you got the whole exposition. You know what I mean? You got the whole backstory. You know exactly what the setup is.
I couldn't stop
So now
laughing. You know, the
you're hooked
first,
in.
like you said, going back to the first 5 minutes, I was pissing myself laughing because it was like,
Yeah,
you literally like, you set everything up in 5 minutes. During like, and
yeah,
then you go into
yeah,
even more depth when he goes into the meeting. It's like, yeah, and then you're from Quebec, you're this, and then just like, and then the plot, and then done.
yeah. But I think that's a skill in itself, though. I think that's a skill in itself.
It
I
is
know,
a
I
skill.
know, I
I'm
know.
not even
Like
taking this. I
writers
was
and
laughing because
and
I was just like,
people.
that's genius.
Yeah,
Because it's like,
yeah. I know that's what I'm saying because people take the mickey out of it. Now so exposition. Everything's got to be so implied now and subtle and all this sort of stuff. But actually, I think there's if you do
yeah,
it well, but even like implying it can sometimes be really really good. Just by just showing like somebody's a character broke or whatever, so he's got a car that doesn't start. So straight away, you
yeah,
know that he's broke and he ain't got any money. And then I mean, there's little things that you do just to set up a character. You think, okay, I know what this character's about and I know what they want, sort of thing. I think it gets clumsy when it's just like you get that character that says it all out in like a massive like little mini monologue sentence sort of thing. Like, yeah, all right, you're doing this, you're doing that, and that's what happened to you, and that's what happened to you, and that's why we're here.
yeah,
Okay, you know what I mean? Or well, they do it in sort of science movies, don't they? Where they've got to have a character that sort of explains it
yeah,
to us. You know what I mean? Where so what does this happen? You know what I mean? I can't think of a particular film right now, but I know in my mind I've watched these types of films where it's like we need to explain it to the audience, so let's have that character who's like, oh, explain it to me,
yeah.
you know. And
What do they call it in
I remember
Austin
I was
Powers, isn't it? Where
watching
he's
the other day.
what's his name in Austin Powers? Where he has to explain everything. Yeah. Do you remember the
Oh,
British guy who's like he's there just to explain the plot to Austin Powers all the way through?
yeah, yeah,
Let me
yeah. I know what you're talking
let me
about. I know what
get
you're
that up
talking
now.
about.
It's gonna bug me.
I watched Margin Call the other day
That's
actually, which is a
excellent.
good film. And it's a similar thing in there. So you got Jeremy, I would say his name, Jeremy Irons. He comes in, he's the big boss. So he says, "Talk to me like I'm
Yeah,
a child. Explain to me why we're here." But he's talking for
yeah,
us, isn't he?
exactly.
He's talking for the audience, so they can understand this complicated thing. So then it's like that's how it's done, isn't it? So you can do it in a real clever way with a character, and even in the other one that's about money as well.
Oh yeah,
Big
yeah,
Short,
yeah. They do a lot of that because they have to
Big
explain
Short, and you
everything.
got yeah, and they cut away to
Yeah,
those actors, didn't they? She was in
Margot
I forget her
Robbie.
name now. She was in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's just sitting in the bathtub saying, "This
Yeah.
is what it is." You know what I mean? So it's just almost like let's be
Yeah,
obvious
but
about it. But just we can
that's
explain
more
what this
obvious.
is.
But like this was the one margin call. That's genius because they explain it to me like a 10-year-old. But then
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Austin Powers, the character's name is Basil Exposition. So he's like, do you
Oh,
remember? So it's a piss take. So they're just
yeah,
like
yeah,
doing it on
yeah,
purpose. So his job is to explain the storyline. But what did you think
yeah,
of
yeah.
uh Cynthia Gibb? I thought she did a good job, but I thought her character was a bit of a thankless role. She's just there to make Van Damme look good.
Yeah, yeah. I think it had
Yeah.
promise because it started off. They introduced her like she was going to be a strong female sort of lead, but then it's just like, oh, you got to play his wife. Okay, you can play his wife, but if they say like that's done now, she'd probably have
Yeah.
equal footing. There wouldn't be a love. There may be some tension between them, you know, some chemistry between them, but there wouldn't be like, oh, she's just there, to, you know, because the way he seduces her, it's like why all of a sudden now they got this. I know they do it in America where you can have a bit of intimate time with your wife, but it's just like why introduce that now? And all of a sudden he's like there and he's just like, right, yeah, we're gonna have sex now, and that's it, and I want to seduce you, and then she's all like weak for it, and oh, so it kind of felt a little bit like, yeah, that a character was just kind of they
Yeah.
copped out a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if her character was a lot stronger in the original script, and then they just thought, yeah, let's just weaken it up to complement Van Damme
Yeah.
now. You know what I mean? In the end, there wasn't much to her, I
Yeah. In the
don't
end, she
think.
was
But
just there to.
we don't really start getting strong female leads till the late
Uh,
noughties, really, do we? We don't really get strong
but I
female
think
leads.
it's a shame because her character had promise. Her character would have been like a stronger character. It would have been, um, yeah, a better movie for it. I think if you just had she had her own storyline where she wasn't
Yeah,
serving
yeah,
him.
of
But
course, yeah.
do you recognize her from any other films?
Vaguely, but I don't
Short Circuit
know.
2. She was in Fame, the TV show, and then what she's really well known for was she played Karen Carpenter in the Karen Carpenter story, and she got a lot of praise for it.
She, I know, no. I do recognise her face, sort of, but I
Yeah.
name a film. So obviously you've named them now, but I still can't remember. I've seen Short Circuit,
Short
but I
Circuit
can't remember
2,
her name.
that's the one
No, I
where
remember.
it's the guy that plays the Indian brown face, and it's the Indian guy that's the main character in it. You can't
No, I
remember
can't
now.
remember it now. I remember Short Circuit one and the apartment building and stuff, and they try and like, knock it down, whatever. And that's about as far as I can remember. I need to
But
watch it
yeah,
all
you've
again,
got
really.
you're mixing Short Circuit with Barry's not included.
Oh, yeah, that's a different film, isn't it? That's a different film. Yeah, that's a completely different film. Yeah, yeah. Battery's not included. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking about. Yeah, yeah.
It's a
That's a
good
good
film.
film, though. Completely different
So
storyline. Yeah,
the budget for this one was 6 million, which was really
yeah.
low. What do you think the box office was domestically?
Well, he was getting quite well. So I think 15.
Close. It was 16. It came out in it was
Yeah.
released September 14th, 1990 in the US. So that was the same era that it was it was competing against Total Recall, Die Hard 2,
Wow.
Ghost, the summer of 1990.
Ghost is a go. I'd have to say Ghost is a solid movie.
Yeah,
I like
so
Ghost.
Ghost was
Ghost
the
is a
big
good
movie
film.
of the year, I
Good
think.
film.
So it was competing against all of those. So it it feels like it fell by the wayside. And plus, because it was released by a smaller studio, which is Canon, I don't think they pushed it as much as like the bigger movies. But apparently it made 46 million worldwide, especially in Europe, because loads of people.
That's good. That's a
Yeah,
hit.
it was a hit.
That's a hit.
That's what I don't understand is that
That's good. That's
it
good.
got because when you think of Van Damme that era, you're thinking, like you said, Bloodsport, Kickboxer, AWOL, which is Lionheart, and then obviously Double Impact. And then this kind of came in between all of that, and it's just one of the lesser movies. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's lesser movie. I think it's better than Double Impact.
Yeah. 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 I'd agree with you. Yeah, I think the action sequences are better. The
I think
storyline's more
that's what it comes
believable,
down to. I think the
and I
story
think yeah,
is a really good storyline, as in the, you know, the whole harvesting organs and stuff. I think that's a solid storyline.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's believable.
believable.
Yeah, yeah, it's believable. Yeah, the
Yeah,
corruption and stuff. Yeah, I think that works. I think that works. I mean, I think you could get a whole mini
yeah,
series out of that now. If you were to write it now, like you say, as a thriller, you know, you could get a whole mini series out of that because it was because you know, yeah, the idea that you got these prisoners that are just basically dying, but no one cares about them because they're prisoners and they're being harvested, and then they're making a whole load of money out of it and stuff. Yeah, that's a good little mini series, that is. But you know, they called it Death Warrant, so it's like, you know, it's a bit like marked for death in terms of the phrasing, isn't it? It's like this guy is now got a death warrant, and that's so, you know, and really the death warrant only really kicks in right at the end when all the prisoners try
yeah.
and
But
chase after him.
apparently
That's
it
the bit that I
wasn't
thought,
it. That wasn't
okay,
the original title. The original title was called Dusted.
dusted. Okay, okay.
Yeah, Death
Death
Warrant's a
warrant's better.
lot better.
Yeah, Death warrant's better. But like I say, all the little the weaker bits aside, overall I was entertained, and yeah, I'm happy that I watched another Van Damme film. I think now we're moving forward with a few of these. If a Van Damme film comes up again, I'll be happy to watch it because I think I know that guy can act, and I know that, you know, even if it's not the best storyline, he'll do
Yeah,
a good job.
yeah. I'm glad that you chose it. To be honest, it wasn't like what I would have chosen as
Yeah,
the
yeah,
next film, but I'm glad that you pointed it out because yeah, the last couple have been, but this one was actually quite decent.
yeah. This one's been alright. This one alright. But it's over to you now.
Yeah,
You
we're
can
gonna
choose the
do a
next one.
Western, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do a Western. We'll change it up a little bit. All right.
Okay.
And on that note,
Okay.